What's up, guys? I'm going to be talking about my ex-boyfriends. It was a highly requested video on my Instagram. For the sake of this video, I am not going to be using the names of the boys I'm talking about. I'm going to be talking about two boys in this video, one from high school and one from college. The story I'm going to be talking about is the boy from high school, and we're going to say his name is Tom. So Tom and me, we were in the same high school. He was a grade older than me, and I really liked Tom, but I had this friend named Betty that used to date everyone in the school, so every boy that I liked, she would date. Tom knew that I liked him, but he told me a bunch of times it was never gonna happen, so I just let it go for the longest time. So Tom one day messaged me on Instagram asking me a couple of questions on how to break up with the girlfriend that he was with. We're gonna call her Stacy. So he asked me a bunch of times how to break up with Stacy. I didn't want Stacy to be in a relationship that, the boy didn't want her, so I gave him advice on how to break up with Stacy. Tom ended up calling me that night on the phone, and we talked for about 3 hours on the phone, and at the end of the conversation, he told me that he loved me, which was taking it really far for a first conversation. He took my advice and he broke up with Stacy. So Tom was now single, and he asked me out, and I said yes. And looking back at that, I shouldn't have said yes because that was my friend and I went out with her ex-boyfriend. But that's something all high school kids did, so I can't really blame myself for that. So me and Tom went out, but there was some red flags about Tom that wasn't adding up. A couple of things was he wouldn't talk to me at school, and he wouldn't have a conversation with me. The relationship was over text. He said I love you way too fast. He would always break up with me. He was cheating on me, which I later found out with Stacy. He would just keep breaking up with me and breaking up with me and breaking up with me, and because I thought I was so in love, I kept going back. Wrong mistake. Like days he grew aggressive. Like he would break up with me one day, and within the month he was progressing to telling me how I was like ugly and fat and no one would love me, which made me depressed every single day. He would talk to me, but I still kept going back. I still kept calling him. I still kept messaging him and begging him to love me and want me back as much as I liked him. I used to argue a lot because he was honestly a narcissist, and if you guys know what a narcissist is, like, they only care about themselves, and I didn't like that whatsoever. He would pick up the phone in the middle of conversations, block my number for long periods of time. One day he got very mad and he told me to go and kill myself. Having things like that being said to you for long periods of time like that is horrible, and it would make anyone depressed. So I was already in a massive depression, not including how I was already being bullied in high school. I took that advice very seriously, and I went to school the next day, and I went to the bathroom and things happened. And if you want a story time for that, leave a comment below. He just kept coming back into my life. My second ex-boyfriend I'll call him Tyler. Me and Tyler met through a mutual friend. We pretty much jumped into the relationship. So we met, and then we were instantly in a relationship. Tyler was a very demanding person. He always wanted to go out. When I had school, I missed the whole assignment because he wanted me to go out every single night. Yeah, it was a good relationship, but I was pressured into things I didn't want to do, and then I was convinced that I wanted to do it, so I did do it. Tyler and me had a very good relationship for about 2 weeks, but we would always argue. He was the exact same as my other ex. He was toxic behavior, telling me to kill myself, telling me that I wasn't good enough or I was crazy. knowing things that had happened to me before, he would say that. Just all kinds of toxic and narcissistic behavior. We would break up all the time. We would actually break up, and within those 2 weeks, we would break up probably 3 or 4 times a week just because of his behavior. He would blame it on his anger that, that's why he did that. Same with my other ex, he would blame it on his anger or just problems he was having outside of school. Tyler actually tried to buy back my love by buying me a whole bunch of expensive candles, and that was not worth it. I took the candles as a gift. I told him to take it back. He said no, take them, so I took the candles. It didn't mean I was going to get back together with him, and then it was a big, huge scenario because I took the candles from, he wanted them back because he bought it with his mother's money. Yeah, I dated 2 psychopaths, 2 narcissists, and 2 toxic people. Abused in both relationships. I do not want this to ever happen to anyone else. So that's my story time about Tom and Tyler. This is pretty much just a quick, in-depth story of what happened. I basically hit like all the points I need to hit. Thanks for listening to my story time. Bye.